I really want to thank the Delaware BioScience Association for this award. It means a lot to me. Of course, it's wonderful to get an award, but to get an award for innovation gives me my passion. That's what I love. So it really means a lot to me. But it hasn't missed my attention that just being innovative isn't enough to be effective in this world. And I do want to be effective. And I've really been dependent upon people around me throughout my career to supply a couple of other things that an innovator needs especially. One of those things is focus, and the other one is patience. And so I'm just going to tell you a couple of quick stories here, just little ones. One, going back to 1972, when I'm a freshly minted assistant professor at St. Louis University School of Medicine. And I've got a lab because the department gives you a princely sum of like $10,000 to run the lab for a year. And at 72, I could hire a technician, and I had a graduate student. And none of us knew each other very well. And I had an idea, innovative idea. We wanted to study photosynthetic bacteria. We wanted to use genetics to do that. You don't need to know any more about those words. But you should know that at that time, there was no photosynthetic bacterium that had any genetics that anyone had ever described, and people had looked for it and tried to find it. So I decided we were going to discover sex in photosynthetic bacteria. And Sandy said, oh, okay. Well, Sandy was my technician. And I set up this experiment, and it involved like speed dating for bacteria. We took bacterium A and see if it hit it off well with bacterium B, and on and on and on and on and on. And it seemed like a good idea, and it was really innovative, and it didn't work. For at least 2 months, it didn't work at all. And I was getting bored out of my gourd, because 2 months is a long dwell time for me. But Sandy said, oh no, Dr. Mars, this is going to work. I know it's going to work. 2 weeks later, boom, worked. So if it wasn't for Sandy, that was my big hit starting out in academia. I got my grants, my lab flourished, everything was good. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't have Sandy there. So that's one time. Now let's fast forward a whole lot of years. Same thing happens over and over again. I'm watching this happen. I haven't changed. And now we're, say, like last year. And Bob Woods has taken over Sandy's role, right? Not that he's my technician, although he might do okay. But he's my focus factor, sort of. So what are we doing in Athena Biotechnology? We're trying to find bacteria that make ethanol above the boiling point of ethanol. That means they grow at 176 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your temperature of well-done pork. Okay, so these are bacteria that grow at that temperature and make ethanol. And there's a lot of other people who have tried to do this because it would cut the cost of making ethanol quite a bit if you could do that. And everyone else doing it has bailed out when they got up to about 140 or 145 Fahrenheit because it gets increasingly harder and harder to find those bacteria that will grow at those high temperatures. And so we're going down this path, and it's getting harder and harder, and I'm starting to think of other things that would be more fun to do. And Bob says, Barry, don't go chasing rabbits, right? You said you were going to do this. You keep doing it. Well, I'm proud that was last year. This year we've got 3 bacteria that do it. Grow above the boiling point. And we're developing them into commercial organisms because there's a difference between finding an organism in the wild and making it work in a plant. But that's what we're working on now. So that's like a quick summary of how I need these other people. But there's been one other